Welcome back to the sanctuary of unfiltered truth and deep dive analysis. Welcome to Anything You Want. We are the archive where celebrity facades crumble, and the raw human experience is laid bare. Today, we are not merely recounting entertainment news, we are examining an epical event that has fundamentally altered the landscape of Turkish and European pop culture. We are traveling to Milan, to the set of Notte di Verita, where Yaman, a man often defined by his impenetrable charisma, ripped open his chest on live television and offered his beating heart to the one woman he lost. This is a story of profound regret, alleged infidelity, legal threats, and a love that refuses to die. Before we step into this emotional coliseum, ensure you are part of our growing family by smashing that subscribe button and ringing the bell. Trust me, the details we are about to unveil demand your full attention, and you won't want to miss the fallout. The events that transpired this week on the Italian primetime juggernaut Notte di Verita have transcended the ephemeral nature of typical celebrity gossip, cementing their place in history as one of the most raw displays of vulnerability ever broadcast. Yaman, the show's highly anticipated special guest, arrived carrying the weight of years of unspoken truths, finally unleashing a torrent of emotions he had fastidiously kept hidden behind a carefully curated public persona. The broadcast, watched by millions across the continent, began with a deceptive calm, but the atmosphere in the studio rapidly metamorphosed. First turning icy with tension, then heating up with uncomfortable revelations, and finally being shaken to its core by genuine, unscripted tears. The era of silence was definitively over. For the first time in his career, Can spoke with a candor that was almost disarming. He began by addressing the elephant in the room, his tumultuous relationship with Sarah Bluma. What I experienced with Sarah acted as a cruel mirror, forcing me to question the very foundations of myself as a person and as a man, he confessed, his voice heavy with retrospection. When the dust settled and it was all over, the only thing I had left was a profound sense of regret. And that regret illuminated, with blinding clarity, exactly what I had foolishly sacrificed, Demet. As soon as Demet's name escaped his lips, a collective sigh of nervous relief seemed to sweep through the studio audience. Yet, the tension was far from dissipated. Seizing the momentum of his vulnerability, the seasoned presenter, Monica Bellardi, blurted out the question that has been whispered in journalistic circles for months: was Sarah unfaithful to you? Can's immediate facial expression, a grimace of remembered pain, answered the question before he even spoke. Yet, he mustered the strength to verbalize the trauma, yes. Not merely once, but twice. Even after the second betrayal, I foolishly tried to distance myself from Demet for Sarah's sake. Something fundamental broke inside me on that day, something I am still trying to repair. This confession was an atomic bomb, causing immediate shockwaves throughout the Turkish and European press. Yet, this admission of being wronged was merely the prologue to the main event. As the emotional temperature in the studio reached a fever pitch, Can's voice began to tremble noticeably. His eyes, usually so steel-gazed, filled with tears as he uttered the phrase that would instantly move millions of viewers to tears themselves: "I still love her. Maybe she won't ever come back. Maybe she possesses neither the will nor the desire to forgive me. But I have never, not for a single second, stopped loving Demet Özdemir." This is a moment of incredibly high stakes. I want to pause here and ask you, the Anything You Want community, do you believe that a grand public confession like this is a brave act of contrition, or is it an unfair way to pressure an ex-partner back into a relationship? I want to hear your deepest thoughts and debates in the comments section below. And if you appreciate the depth of our analysis and want to support independent commentary, please consider clicking the join button to become a premium member. Your support is what allows us to keep digging when others just skim the surface. The moment those words were released into the ether, the digital landscape exploded. The hashtag Demet Can Forever became a worldwide trending topic within minutes, a testament to the enduring power of their shared mythology. However, the real emotional turning point of the saga arrived not from Milan, but from Turkey, with Demet Özdemir's visceral reaction. Following Can's soul-bearing confessions, Demet suddenly initiated a live stream on Instagram, bypassing her PR team to speak directly to her audience. Her face was a canvas reflecting equal parts acute pain and profound shock. "I wish," she began, her voice choked with emotion. "I wish he had said those words years ago, when I needed to hear them the most. I wish he hadn't looked another woman in the eyes while making the decision that shattered us." Some breakups create fractures that are irreparable. But, I must admit, hearing what he said today gave me a strange sense of confidence. This raw statement immediately divided their massive fanbase. One faction argued vehemently that Demet is absolutely right to protect her peace, asserting that too much time has passed for apologies to matter. The opposing faction flooded the comments with pleas for reconciliation, arguing that true love deserves a second chance and that his remorse should be sufficient for forgiveness. While the romantic drama played out, a darker narrative was emerging on the legal front. Cannes' direct accusations of infidelity suddenly cornered Sarah Bluma and her influential family. Breaking their silence with aggressive speed, the Bluma family issued a stern statement through their high-powered lawyers in Italy. Yaman's televised statements are a direct violation of Sarah Bluma's personal rights and reputation. Legal proceedings have been immediately initiated against him for defamation. Even the fashionable streets of Milan were shaken by the severity of this counterstrike. But Cannes' response to this legal threat was even more sensational than his initial interview. Abandoning the tone of contrition, he adopted a stance of fierce protection. "No one should expect to silence me with threats. Let me be clear, anyone who threatens, harasses, or attempts to manipulate Demet in the fallout of this will have to deal directly with me." This chivalrous defense outraged and captivated the international press in equal measure, with CNN describing the entire event as an emotional earthquake rattling both Europe and Turkey, while the BBC framed it as a confession of raw humanity that transcends cultural boundaries. Meanwhile, back in the final segment of the interview, Can recounted the depths of his profound regret, sharing anecdotes that shocked everyone with their intimacy. "The moment I saw Demet crying on stage at that awards ceremony. That image devastated my soul," he admitted, his voice barely a whisper. "I wanted nothing more than to rush backstage, kneel down at her feet, and beg for her forgiveness. I didn't dare to do it then. I was a coward. But I am not afraid anymore." When Monica Bellardi asked the final, inevitable question, a heavy silence fell over the studio. "And what will you do now?" Ken lowered his gaze, a portrait of humility, and said, "I will do absolutely everything in my power to start over, to rebuild what I broke. I have already sold the house we shared, I cut my hair to change my identity, I risked my entire career with this interview. I am prepared to wait at her door for years if necessary." The studio erupted in applause that lasted for minutes, a standing ovation for a man attempting redemption. This was followed by a shower of support from the celebrity world, with colleagues and producers alike praising his brutal honesty as an expensive luxury that he paid for in full that night. If you are finding this deep dive into the complexities of fame and love as fascinating as we are, please take a second to hit the like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm share this story with more people. Is Demet's current silence the prelude to a storm, or the quiet contemplation of forgiveness? While the repercussions of Ken Yaman's emotional interview continue to reverberate, new rumors have further fueled the controversy. Alleged private statements from Demet Özdemir to her closest confidants have caused a sensation. "I can't hide that I still have feelings, but my heart can't bear making the same mistake twice. I need to see concrete proof that he has really changed, not just hear words on TV." These leaked sentiments are being interpreted not as a definitive shutdown, but as a sign that she is grappling with significant insecurity and the fear of being hurt again. Meanwhile, Italian media outlets have wildly claimed that Demet is planning a surprise, secret visit to Milan to confront Ken away from the cameras, a rumor that has generated a tidal wave of hope among fans. Adding to the complexity is a surprising statement from Cannes' former representative, who claimed that Ken called him just one day before the interview, determined to seek permission before approaching Demet, signaling a newfound maturity and respect for her boundaries. The saga culminated, for now, with Yaman's midnight Instagram post against a stark black background, 3 days after the interview. For my entire life, I hid my true feelings in the shadow of my career. I'm not hiding them anymore. This fight isn't just for love, it's for myself. I own up to my mistakes. I'm changing because I'm tired of losing what matters. This manifesto reached 1 million likes in minutes. But the notification that stopped the hearts of fans everywhere was a single, silent like from Demet Özdemir. Does that tiny digital gesture signify forgiveness? Will the iron gates separating them finally reopen? We will be here to document every twist of this epic story. Thank you for watching Anything You Want. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and join our channel. Until next time, keep your eyes open, because the truth is often stranger than fiction.